Alright guys, hello, and big round of applause and welcome back for Aurora. Finally playing her after about 2 weeks of not playing.
Clap, clap.
Because I absolutely want to finish this quest mod, and she is the character that's in it. And it does not look like she's a chick, except for the standing pose thing is hilarious, because it makes her look like a chick even though she doesn't look like a chick. Anyways, this is the Forgotten City, for those of you that have just caught up with this, her series. And apparently I somehow have an arrow glitched into my hand. But anyways, if I remember correctly, we just talked to, let's see. Okay, yeah. So we entered the Forgotten City. We're looking for a way out. We went back in time. We just talked to the Jarl, and he said to go talk to Brawl. Which, don't know why they want me to go back in there, because Brawl was literally just down there. Oh, wait, is there actually, is that one chest over there?
Welcome. We'll talk more once you've spoken with the Jarl.
I thought I already did speak to the Jarl. Oh, I guess I already took everything from it. Talk to Brawl the Scar. Oh, okay, so I haven't talked to the Jarl. Alright, so I haven't talked to the Jarl yet. So that's what we're gonna go do. We're gonna go talk to the Jarl and get this quest line underway. Alrighty, now we're back in. Now we're inside. I believe I already searched all this stuff at one point or another. So I'm not going to go around show you guys everything again, unless I absolutely need to do it for the story. Because the last episode I actually went and searched everywhere. You guys don't understand that this noise that's probably irritating you guys is what I love about this armor. I mean, not only does it look really cool, but the clunk, 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 clunk is so great.
The Jarl is waiting for you on his balcony, on your left.
I seriously love how everybody has their own voice, too. Alright, let's do this.
There's a face I don't recognize. Welcome to my city. I'm Jarl Metellus. Tell me, what is your name?
I'm Aurora.
It's always exciting to meet a new member of our small community. Now, before I forget, since you're here for good, you'll need some quarters. Here's a key to the last vacant chambers down in the city, between Brawl and Luki. It's all yours. Now tell me, what brings you to my city?
Actually, you sent me here from the future.
I sent you here. I'm not sure what you mean.
Here, here's the letter you're gonna write shortly after the city is destroyed.
Well, let's see. This is my handwriting. The victims of an unspeakable atrocity. I will open a portal that will take you into the past. You must go back. This is real, isn't it? I've even toyed with the idea of creating a portal between 2 points in time, with Brawl's help. But that's odd. My letter makes no mention of what caused the disaster. I suppose I was in a hurry. So tell me, what's going to happen to us?
I don't know, but it was dark and there were burnt corpses everywhere.
That's exactly what I saw when I first discovered this place, several years ago. It seems whatever happened then is going to happen again. I think it has something to do with the dwarves' law. This is bad. This is very, very bad.
The dwarves' law?
Yes. You see, the dwarves who built this place left inscriptions. Brawl hasn't been able to fully translate them, but we understand some parts. This warning keeps coming up. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. We think that breaking the law here will cause some kind of event. The truth is, I've used the dwarves' law to frighten my people into obedience, and it's worked so far. But someone's about to break that law. Let me think. Your arrival here is exactly what I need. You've helped me a great deal by bringing this note to my attention. I wonder if you could do me another favor.
What do you want?
I need you to investigate the city, talk to my people, help them, if it'll win their trust. You can even go through their possessions, if you have to. You must work out who is going to break the dwarves' law. Once you have a name, come back and tell me immediately. As Jarl, I authorize you to go anywhere you need to go, including private homes. But if someone asks you to leave, you should do so immediately.
If I help you, will you help me get back my own time and out of the city?
I can't promise either of those things, but I will certainly do everything within my power to help you once you've helped my people. And of course, if you decide to stay, I would make sure you enjoy a comfortable life here. Now what do you say? Will you help me?
Yeah, I'll
Thank
help you.
Now, you mustn't tell anybody where you're from or what may be about to happen here. People do foolish things when they panic. If it helps you, you're welcome to borrow the book on my desk. It contains the names and addresses of my subjects. Just don't show it to anyone. Goodbye for now, and good luck. I don't need to tell you what will happen if you fail.
Quick save. Bye! Is he gonna die? Did he die? I think he's dead. I had to. I had to. I absolutely had to. I had no choice there. That had to happen. Alright, we're back. No more shouting people off cliffs. Aw. I don't have that become a serial shout, and I thought I did. Oh, that was good. Woo. Alright, I'll see you guys back outside the bottom of the Citadel. Welcome back, you guys. Oh.
We can talk, but be quick. Domitus could be back any second.
Oh, there's a looter coming into the city.
What did you see?
How do I get rid of it?
You have to go to the. You have to quit the
I
game,
saw a man
and
come
you have to
down
launch
the shaft,
SKSE. But you
he
can't
was
do that because it
armed.
kicked me
He
off.
looked like a looter. If he makes it into the city and starts attacking people, he'll break the dwarves' law, and who knows what will happen. You have to stop him. Everybody, go home and lock your doors.
Okay, so you guys know, we're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk a little bit during this loading screen. Well, actually, I'm not gonna say anything. You guys will just have to wait for the game to load. Okay, we're back here. And we are on. We have slow time equipped. Do.
time to end this little game.
Tid? Ul!
Sorry about that. Goodbye, my friend. Okay, now I can tell you, because you've obviously already seen it. All these bodies here in the hallway. If you remember, when I first walked into this place in the last episode, there was quite the number of skeletons on the ground. Taking all this armor so I could sell it. There's a dwarven bow in here. Yeah, all those skeletons in the hallway were actually this. This battle is where all the skeletons in the hallway were from. That's a necklace in there. Where are you going? You're not going downstairs, are you? Okay. I was gonna ask you to make Colombian coffee. Oh, yeah, that's right. You get a flawless diamond from that. Forgot about that. Yeah, these people here is what all that damage was from. All the skeletons was basically this battle here. It's not really a big spoiler, but it just tells you that I'm gonna pause for a minute or not. It just tells you that, you know, obviously something. Even if I weren't here, those guys would have came down anyways. So somebody had killed them before. And this time it was me.
Oh, thank the gods. What a relief. We're so lucky that you arrived in time to stop them. I'll be sure to tell everyone what you've done for us. Thank you so much. If there's ever anything my husband Tabik and I can do to help you, just ask.
What's your story?
Oh, there's not much to tell. My husband Tabik runs the clothing store in town. You should stop by. I'm sure you'll leave looking much better. Not that you don't look good now, I mean, it's just, you know, nice clothes are... Oh, who am I kidding? I'm no good at selling anything. I guess that's why they've got me sweeping the floors, day in, day out. Well, that, and we weren't invited to be layabouts in the Jarl's Citadel.
Layabouts?
Did you see anyone working in the Citadel? I'll bet you didn't. They just amuse themselves all day, while those of us down here do all the work. And why? Because Habik's a Redguard and I'm a Breton. I bet if we were both Imperial, it'd be a different story. The worst part is we left Solitude to get away from bigoted Nords after our son died. But here the Imperials are even worse.
Can I ask you something?
Of course.
What happened to your son?
Oh. No offense, but I'd rather not talk about it. Too many painful memories. And besides, there are enough sad stories around this place as it is. But if you're interested, you can talk to my husband, Habik, in his shop, Firefly Finery.
Ever thought about challenging the Jarl?
What would we do? Start a rebellion? No way. Not after the dwarves' warning. You know, the many shall suffer for the sins of the one, and all that.
You believe the dwarves' warning?
I'd be a fool not to. If you're not convinced, you should go and talk to Brol in his chambers. He knows more about the dwarves than anyone.
What other armor do I have? Oh yeah, fur and hide armor I just got. Imperial armor. I have the jagged crown. I stole this. Actually, I made these. It's actually a very good mask. Oh, that's probably what it is. I'm wearing this as well. Do do. Did you hear the echo? That was awesome. There's a letter right here. A pin with an iron dagger. Alright, reward golden ring belong to our dearest, our deceased son. High sentimental value reward available for retrieval. Habik and Miranda. I'll take it. You take the miners plus 2, seriously? And this? Well, okay. Alright guys, I'll see you on the other side. We're going to talk to talk to this Habik person. And we're back.
Miranda told me you cut down those looters before they breached the city gates. Well done, my friend. Well done. Welcome to Firefly Finery.
Oh, what's your story?
I'm Habik. I live out back with my wife, Miranda. We used to live in solitude, but, we had to leave. Found this place by accident, like most. The Jarl needed someone to mind the store. So I volunteered. Doesn't make any money, of course. Not enough customers. The Jarl says he likes to keep us busy and out of trouble. But of course, he and all his cronies in Citadel never seem to lift a finger.
Well, alright, why did you leave Solitude?
Our son, who was working at my stables outside the city, he was alone when he had a visit from some Imperial, a cousin of the High King. This Imperial thought he'd just take one of the horses as a tithe. Guess he didn't think a 12-year-old boy was going to stop him. But Limar wouldn't stand for it. And as the thief rode off, my son managed to shoot an arrow into his shoulder. But I wasn't there at the time. I came back from the market to find my son's body, trampled in the dirt. It was... I can't begin to describe it. I was shattered. I went straight to Torig's court and demanded justice. But I guess that word doesn't mean much to an Imperial. Instead, he seized my stables and told me if I ever set foot in Solitude again, my wife and I would end up the same way as the Mar. So we left. Wandered Skyrim for a while, and eventually wound up here. I was hoping this place would be better. I was wrong.
If the Jarl is so unfair, why don't you overthrow him?
I wish it was that simple. But with the dwarves' law, everybody here is terrified of doing anything wrong, in case it gets us all killed. The dwarves wrote, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." But we don't know what they meant by sin. Theft. Violence, probably. But maybe they meant all sorts of things, like dishonesty or disobedience to the Jarl. That's what Metellus would like us to think, anyway. So I could ignore his orders. Sure. I could even lead an uprising against him. Gods know most of us are sick of him, but I'd be risking the lives of everyone here, and I just don't want to be responsible for that. So here I am, running my shop. Could be worse.
Maybe the dwarves' law is just a ruse to ensure obedience.
Don't be a fool. That sort of dangerous talk could get us all killed. If you don't believe me, go and talk to Broll. Dunmer fellow. Can't miss him.
Sorry to hear that. What about something
All
else?
right.
So, about your ring.
Ah, you saw my notice then. What about it?
I'd like to look. Any more idea where I should start looking? I'd like to help.
Thank you. The ring belonged to my son, Limar. He wore it everywhere. He told me it was a gift from a strange wood elf he met in the forest once. It was the only thing I had to remind me of him. But a while ago, I dropped it down the stairs in my shop, and it rolled under a door at the bottom. The trouble is, I've never been able to unlock the door, or work out what's down there. But I'm sure it's possible, because I hear noises down there. So I'll bet that somebody, somewhere in the city, knows a way down there. And who knows what else you'll find once you get in.
What have you got for sale?
Only the finest clothes in town.
We will sell that. Alright, we are on their way.
See you again soon, I hope.
Whew. See, I don't know if it's actually going to take long. Whew. So, obviously, we know that now there's a way under the tunnel, or under the city, into whatever tunnel system, whatever is down there. And we have a few other things to do, so let's get to work. This is my house. Okay. Let's go talk to Brawl. And we're back.
Hello, neighbor. I understand we have you. Thank for dispensing with some would-be looters. So, thank you. Hello, neighbor. Would you like to hear about my research?
Just tell me what your story is.
My story? What a strange question. You presuppose that my life is a simple linear sequence of events which can be summed up in a verbal narrative? Well, that's nonsense, of course. First, most of it was so long ago I barely remember. Second, you would have to assume that the account I give you is biased heavily in my favor, and is therefore quite unreliable. And finally, my story is really much less interesting than this mysterious place. Now, do you have any sensible questions, or can I get back to work?
I just wanted to know what you do and where you're from.
Well, why didn't you say so? I research Dwarven history and technology, and I'm originally from Kragenmoor in Morrowind. Any other questions?
What can you tell me about the laws here?
Well, the dwarves who built this city left inscriptions in the citadel, which translate to, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." My research leads me to believe that if a single member of our community sins, it'll trigger an event, killing us all. I believe such an event occurred some years ago, which is why Metellus found the city littered with burned corpses. But to this day, there are many questions we simply don't have answers for. How is the dwarf's law still being enforced? How does it work? And we may never know, as long as nobody attacks or steals from anybody else. Until we know more, we all need to be on our best behavior.
What's the big spinning orb above us?
That is the sun under the ground. Or at least that's how it's referred to in the dwarven text we've managed to translate. I must confess, I haven't the faintest idea of how it works. But it seems to be giving us light and allowing us to grow crops, even under the ground. Of course, if it ever stops glowing, for whatever reason, we'll all be in quite a lot of trouble. But don't concern yourself with such dark thoughts. I'm sure we have nothing to worry about.
Yep. Do you know anything about time travel?
Time travel? You know, as it happens, I do. It was
Ow.
a great obsession of mine for years after
Discipline
my wife
and
passed.
pretty pictures.
I thought if I could go back.
Sorry, that's my Twitter notification
I
sound.
gave up on that idea a long time ago.
Ufu liked the tweet.
But recently the Jarl has asked to see my research notes. How strange that you should now take an interest too. Can I ask what the nature of your interest is in this unusual subject?
Because I traveled here from the future and I want to go back.
I don't quite know what to say to that. How can I put this charitably? Perhaps you're tired and emotional and need some rest. But I always enjoy discussing my theories with a receptive mind, so I'll humor you. What did you want to ask?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
For argument's sake, if you found yourself in that position, you'd have only two options. To live out your days in the past, or force a paradox. A paradox, you see, would involve changing the past so as to prevent the events which caused you to travel back in time in the first place. But you'd be taking a big risk by doing that. Who knows what the consequences would be? Some say that whatever you do, it will lead you right back to the future that took you back in time in the first place. An eternal loop, if you will. But me, I believe that creating a paradox should fling you back to your original time, having changed the past for you and everyone else.
How would I create a paradox?
Well, let's say for argument's sake that you really have traveled here from the future. You could create a paradox in a few different ways. Essentially, you could do anything that would remove your means or motivation to return to the past. For example, you came here to achieve some goal. Achieving that goal would mean you will never have been motivated to come here. A paradox. Or, if the thing that allowed you to travel back in time is still here, as a past version of itself, you could simply destroy it, I suppose. That would mean, of course, that you will never have been able to travel back in time. Another paradox. But doing so could have terrible consequences. But if you really are from the future, as unlikely as that is, telling me or anybody else what happens next could have disastrous consequences too. I think it's best if we talk about something else.
Okay. Bye.
Very well. Come back if you think of any questions about something you discover.
Gonna level up after this. And we're back.